Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen and enjoy my stories every day. The air is thick with the scent of paint and turpentine as I step into the studio. My wife, Sarah, had insisted that these painting classes were her new outlet, a way to find her inner calm amidst the chaos of our lives. I had always been supportive, encouraging her to explore her passions. But that support is now a knife in my back. "Hey, Dan," calls out Lisa, the studio manager, her voice bright as she waves me over. I force a smile, my heart heavy with the weight of suspicion. Sarah's in the back, getting ready for her session. "You should join us." "No, I'll just wait for her," I reply, glancing toward the door that leads to the main classroom. I feel an unease settle in my stomach, a whisper of doubt that has been growing ever since Sarah started spending more time here. As I wait, I overhear snippets of conversation from the ongoing classes. Laughter mingles with the scratching of brushes on canvas, a symphony of creativity. But all I can think about is how often Sarah has been coming here, 3 nights a week, sometimes 4. She always comes home late, with a glow that isn't just from the paint on her skin. "It's just art," she says, her voice light, brushing off my concerns like dust from her easel. But I can't shake the feeling that there's something more. A sudden commotion from the back interrupts my thoughts, and curiosity pulls me closer. I move quietly, my heart pounding in my chest as I inch toward the sound. Peering through the partially open door, I am struck dumb. There she is, Sarah, half naked and covered in vibrant splashes of color, giggling as she leans over a canvas. But what catches my breath is the figure next to her, the instructor, Max. He is shirtless, his sculpted body glistening with sweat, paint splattered across his chest. My stomach twists as I see him paint abstract patterns on her skin, his fingers lingering too long, too intimately. "Isn't it beautiful, Sarah?" he says, his voice smooth like honey. "Let the colors flow, let go of everything else." She laughs, a sound I've always found enchanting, but now it feels like a betrayal. "It feels so freeing, Max. I never knew painting could be like this." My heart races as I catch a glimpse of her satisfaction, her eyes half closed, lost in a moment that should have been ours. I want to scream, to burst through that door and demand what's happening, but I am paralyzed by disbelief. Suddenly, her laughter changes, becoming something lower, more intimate. I step back, unable to comprehend what I've just seen. The reality sinks in, my unfaithful wife is cheating on me, right here in this sanctuary of art that I thought was safe. I force myself to turn away, each step away from the door feeling like I'm walking through molasses. Anger boils in my veins, a hot wave of betrayal coursing through me. I thought I was giving her space, allowing her to explore her passion, but all I've done is pave the way for her infidelity. "Hey, Dan." Lisa's voice cuts through my thoughts again, pulling me back to the present. She approaches with a bright smile, oblivious to the turmoil within me. "You should really try a class sometime. Painting is so therapeutic." "Yeah, maybe," I reply, my voice tight. "But I think Sarah's found a different kind of therapy." Lisa tilts her head, confusion etched on her face. "What do you mean?" I shake my head, forcing a smile I don't feel. "Just, something I need to think about." As I walk out of the studio, the world outside feels surreal, like a painting smeared by careless brush strokes. I drive home, each turn of the wheel igniting a fire within me. How could she do this? The woman I married, who promised to love me forever, is betraying me in the most intimate of ways. Once home, I storm through the front door and into our bedroom. The walls seem to close in around me, suffocating under the weight of my anger and hurt. I glance at the canvas she had been working on, a mess of colors that now feels like a facade, a cover for her deceit. I want to destroy it, to wipe her betrayal off the face of this earth, but instead, I sit on the edge of the bed, my mind racing. This is not the end. No, it's just the beginning. I will make her feel the pain she's caused me, and I will do it in a way that resonates with her. The calmness she finds in her art therapy will soon be shattered, and she will know the depth of her betrayal. I will ruin her miserable life, just as she has ruined mine. The thought brings a twisted satisfaction, a dark pleasure that fuels my resolve. As night falls, I prepare for what comes next. This isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming my life, my dignity. I will not be the victim of her deceitful brushstrokes. No, I will paint my own story now, one where she will face the consequences of her choices, where she will learn that actions have repercussions. And so, the canvas of my life becomes a battlefield, a place where love once thrived but now harbors betrayal. I feel the weight of the brush in my hand, the palette of emotions swirling around me. I am ready to create a masterpiece of retribution, and Sarah will be the first subject in my new gallery of truth. The morning light creeps through the blinds, casting stripes across the bedroom floor. I sit on the edge of the bed, staring at the canvas Sarah abandoned in her rush to find solace in her art therapy. A cacophony of emotions swirls within me, betrayal, anger, and a fierce determination. Today, I begin to unravel the life she has built, one brushstroke at a time. As I get ready, my phone buzzes on the bedside table. It's a text from my best friend, Jake. "You okay, man? You've been quiet lately." I hesitate, then type back, "Not really. I need to talk." Within minutes, he replies. "Meet me at the bar tonight. 7 p.m. "Yeah, I'll be there." The day crawls by in a blur of mundane tasks, work emails, laundry, and endless thoughts of Sarah. Each chore feels like a distraction, a way to keep my mind from spiraling into darker territory. I know I need a plan, and tonight I'll lay the groundwork with Jake. As evening approaches, I pull on my favorite jacket and glance in the mirror. The man staring back is a stranger, a shadow of the husband I once was. I shake it off and head out, the drive to the bar filled with simmering tension. Jake is already there, nursing a beer as I walk in. He spots me and raises his glass. "Hey. You look like you've seen a ghost." I sit down, the weight of my secret heavy on my shoulders. I might as well have. "What's going on?" Jake asks, his brow furrowing with concern. I take a deep breath. "It's Sarah. I found her at the studio. With her instructor." "What?" He leans in, eyes wide. "What do you mean?" "I mean she was half naked, and he was painting patterns on her skin. And it wasn't just art, Jake. There was something more going on." Jake's expression shifts from surprise to anger. "That bastard. What are you going to do?" "I'm going to make her pay," I say, the resolve hardening in my voice. I'm done being the victim. I need to ruin her little fantasy. "Dude, you can't just." "I can and I will. She's made her choice." I lean closer, lowering my voice. "I have a plan, but I need your help." "Okay, I'm in. What do you need?" I lay out my thoughts, detailing a strategy that involves painting a vivid picture of Sarah's betrayal to her friends and family. I'll expose her for what she really is, a cheater who thinks she can play me for a fool. Jake nods, clearly on board. "We need to gather some evidence first. Maybe we can get someone to snap a photo of them together." "Good idea," I say, feeling a surge of adrenaline. "I know a couple of people at the studio. I can talk to them." We spend the next hour brainstorming ideas, laughing at our plans while sipping our drinks. The bar buzzes with life, but I'm lost in a world of my own creation, one where I am the artist and Sarah the canvas that needs to be torn apart. As we finish our drinks, I notice someone at the far end of the bar, Lisa, the studio manager. She's alone, her hair cascading over her shoulders, lost in thought as she swirls a glass of wine. A spark of inspiration hits me. If I can convince her to see Sarah in a different light, maybe I can turn the studio against her. "Jake, I'll be right back," I say, rising from my seat. He gives me a questioning look but nods as I approach Lisa. Hey, Lisa. I say, forcing a smile. Mind if I join you? She looks up, surprised but smiles back. Of course, Dan. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I've been meaning to come by the studio more often, I say, casually leaning against the bar. How's everything going? It's great. We have a lot of new students joining the painting classes. Sarah's been quite the star lately, she replies, her tone light. I suppress a bitter laugh. Oh, I know she loves it. But I've noticed she's been spending a lot of time there. Almost too much. Lisa raises an eyebrow. Really? I thought it was just her way of finding peace. Yeah, but what about the people she's hanging out with? I ask, letting my words drip with feigned concern. I'm just worried she might be getting too close to her instructor, Max. Lisa pauses, considering my words. Max is a talented artist, but he's a professional. I doubt he would cross that line. Sure, but what if he is? I press, leaning in closer. What if she's just a distraction for him? I've heard rumors, you know. Her expression changes, a flicker of doubt crossing her face. What rumors? I keep my voice low. Just whispers about him getting a little too personal with some of the students. I just don't want Sarah to get hurt. Lisa narrows her eyes, considering my words. I'll keep an eye on it, she finally says, and I can see my insinuations taking root. Thanks, Lisa. I just want what's best for her, I say, stepping back. The seeds of doubt are planted, and I feel a rush of satisfaction. As I walk back to Jake, I can't help but feel empowered. I'm painting my own narrative now, one where Sarah's facade will crumble, and her true colors will bleed through. Jake grins as I return. How did it go? Better than I expected. I think I've got Lisa questioning Sarah's loyalty, I say, a smirk creeping onto my face. Nice work, man. This is just the beginning. We finish our drinks, the night stretching ahead like an empty canvas waiting for the first stroke of paint. I know the road ahead will be long, but I'm ready. This isn't just about revenge, it's about reclaiming my life, my dignity. Sarah will face the consequences of her actions, and I will ensure that everyone sees her for who she truly is. As I leave the bar, I look up at the stars, a million tiny lights flickering in the night sky. Each one feels like a reminder of my freedom, the chance to create something new from the ashes of my old life. The canvas of my existence is in my hands, and I'm ready to paint my masterpiece, one brushstroke at a time. The morning sun streams through my window, but there's no warmth in it for me today. Instead, it feels like a spotlight illuminating my resolve. Today is about gathering evidence, a crucial step in the intricate plan I'm crafting against Sarah. I'm ready to play the game, and I'll do whatever it takes to expose her betrayal. After a quick breakfast, I shoot a text to Jake. Meet me at the studio at noon. He replies almost instantly. Got it. Let's do this. I arrive at the studio, heart pounding with anticipation. The smell of paint fills the air, and the usual chatter of students creates a lively backdrop. I take a moment to steady my nerves, reminding myself of the plan. If I'm going to turn this place against Sarah, I need allies. And I know just the person to approach. I spot Lisa setting up for a class. Hey, Lisa. Got a minute? I call out, striding toward her. Sure, Dan. What's up? She asks, her bright smile fading slightly as she notices the intensity in my eyes. I've been thinking more about Sarah, I begin, trying to sound casual. I just don't want her to get hurt, you know. With everything that's been going on. Lisa crosses her arms, concern replacing her previous cheer. What do you mean? I overheard some students talking about Max, I say, keeping my voice low. Saying he gets too friendly with the women in class. I just want to make sure Sarah isn't a target. Her eyes widen. I didn't know anything like that was happening. Are you sure? I wouldn't say it if I weren't, I reply, watching as the doubt settles in her expression. Maybe we should keep a closer watch on her sessions. Just in case. Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on it, she agrees, glancing around as if looking for confirmation from others. I can see my words are taking root, feeding her unease. Thanks, Lisa. I just want her safe, I say, turning to leave. My heart races with the thrill of manipulation. Each conversation brings me closer to my goal, and I feel powerful. As I exit the studio, I spot Jake leaning against my car, arms crossed and a grin plastered on his face. How'd it go? He asks. Pretty well. Lisa is on high alert now. It's only a matter of time before she starts digging deeper, I reply, feeling the adrenaline coursing through me. Nice work. So what's next? Jake prompts, pushing off the car and falling into step beside me. Next, we need to get eyes on Max and Sarah together. I need to see them in action. I'm hoping to catch something that really seals the deal, I say, my voice low and filled with determination. I know a few people at the studio who can help, Jake suggests. Maybe they can snap some photos when they're together. Yeah, let's do that. We need evidence to back up my claims, I reply, already envisioning the fallout from this plan. The next few days are a whirlwind of gathering intel. Jake and I work together, enlisting the help of a couple of students who are skeptical of Max. They agree to keep an eye on Sarah's classes, promising to send us updates. I feel the tension building, it's a game of cat and mouse, and I'm determined to be the one who comes out on top. One evening, as I'm going through my usual routine, my phone buzzes. It's a message from one of our informants at the studio. Got a pic of Sarah and Max together. You won't believe what they're doing. My heart races as I click on the attachment. The image loads, and I'm hit with a rush of anger and satisfaction. There they are, Sarah, laughing, leaning into Max as he paints a vibrant splash of color on her arm. The intimacy in the picture is undeniable, and I can almost feel the betrayal radiating off the screen. I quickly text Jake. I've got something. Meet me at the bar in an hour. The bar is dimly lit, a perfect cover for the darkness I'm feeling inside. When Jake arrives, I can barely contain my excitement. Look at this. I say, shoving my phone in his face. He squints at the screen, then his expression shifts to one of disbelief. Damn, man. This is solid evidence. What are you going to do with it? I'm going to make sure everyone knows what she's doing. This will be my weapon, I reply, the adrenaline pulsing through my veins. Are you ready for the fallout? Jake asks, concern etched on his face. This could get messy. I don't care. She made her choice, and now she'll face the consequences, I say, my voice firm. The fire of revenge is consuming me, and I can't turn back now. Just then, my phone buzzes again. It's another message from our informant. They're planning a paint night together. You should come. I look at Jake, excitement coursing through me. We have to go. This is the perfect opportunity to catch them together. Tonight? He asks, eyes widening. Are you sure? Absolutely. I need to see this for myself. Let's do it. As we arrive at the studio, the energy is electric. The sound of laughter and brushes gliding across canvas fills the air. I scan the room, searching for Sarah and Max. Finally, I spot them in the back corner, surrounded by other students. Look, I whisper to Jake, pointing discreetly. There they are. They're close, too close. Max is leaning over Sarah, his fingers brushing against her shoulder as he guides her hand. The sight ignites a rage within me, and I can't help but imagine the destruction I'm going to unleash. I'll grab a few photos, Jake says, slipping away into the crowd. I take a deep breath, the moment I've been waiting for finally within reach. As the class progresses, I watch them closely, the tension in my body mounting with each passing moment. Sarah laughs at something Max says, her eyes sparkling with a kind of joy that's been absent for weeks. I feel a pang of hurt, but I quickly squash it down. This is about her, not me. Suddenly, Max leans in closer, whispering something in her ear. I can't hear the words, but the intimacy in their interaction makes my blood boil. I pull out my phone, snapping a few covert pictures to document this betrayal. Each click feels like a step closer to my revenge. "Hey, Dan," a voice calls out, breaking my concentration. It's Lisa, walking toward me with a bright smile. "You came. I'm glad to see you." "Yeah, thought I'd check it out," I reply, forcing a casual tone. My heart races as I glance back at Sarah and Max, who seem completely absorbed in each other. Lisa notices where I'm looking. "They're really getting into it, huh?" she comments, a hint of concern in her voice. "Sarah's been so different lately." "Yeah, she has," I reply, my voice laced with feigned innocence. "Just art, right?" Lisa frowns, her expression shifting to uncertainty. "I hope so." As the class continues, I know I'm on the brink of something monumental. I can feel it in the air, a tension that pulses between Sarah and Max. I'm ready to ignite it, to unleash the truth and watch everything unravel. "Jake, get ready," I whisper, feeling the urgency of the moment. This is about to get interesting. The scene before me is a painting of betrayal, and I'm ready to expose every brushstroke. The time for my revenge is nearing, and I will make sure Sarah faces the consequences of her actions, no matter the cost. The atmosphere in the studio buzzes with excitement, but for me, it feels charged with tension, like the moments before a storm. I can feel Jake's presence beside me, ready to capture every detail of the impending showdown. Sarah is oblivious to the storm brewing, lost in her laughter and the attention of Max. "Dan, we need to make our move," Jake says, urgency creeping into his voice. This is the perfect moment to confront her. I nod, my heart racing. "Yeah, let's do it." As I push through the crowd, I can feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins. With each step, the atmosphere shifts, the sounds of laughter and brush strokes blur into a dull roar. I spot Sarah leaning into Max, a flirtatious smile gracing her lips. The betrayal ignites a fire within me that's impossible to extinguish. "Sarah!" I call out, my voice cutting through the noise. She turns, surprise evident on her face, quickly morphing into confusion. "Dan! What are you doing here?" she asks, trying to mask her discomfort. "I came to see what you've been up to," I reply, letting my voice carry a mixture of feigned curiosity and underlying anger. "Looks like you've been busy." Max straightens up, a smirk creeping onto his face. "Hey, Dan. We were just having a little fun with the paints. You should join us." I can't help but snarl at the man who has clearly crossed boundaries he should never have approached. "I think you've had enough fun for both of us, Max." Sarah's eyes widen, and the room goes silent. All eyes are on us, the tension palpable. "What's going on?" she demands, her voice shaky. "Just wanted to remind you of who you're really painting with," I say, glaring at her. "Is this how you find your inner calm? By cheating on your husband?" Gasps ripple through the crowd as whispers start to circulate. I can see the realization dawning on Sarah's face, and for a brief moment, her confident facade cracks. "Dan, it's not like that," she protests, her voice rising in pitch. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly well," I shoot back, my heart racing. "I've seen the pictures. I know what you've been doing behind my back." "Pictures?" she echoes, a look of disbelief washing over her. "What are you talking about?" Jake steps forward, holding up his phone. "You want to see what your little art therapy really looks like, Sarah?" He flips the screen toward her, revealing the intimate moments I captured from earlier. Her laughter, her closeness to Max, it's all there. Her expression shifts from disbelief to horror as the weight of the evidence sinks in. "How could you?" she whispers, her voice trembling. I can't hold back the bitterness anymore. "How could I? You betrayed me, Sarah. You chose this pathetic excuse for a relationship over our marriage." Max scoffs, stepping forward. "Come on, man. You're blowing this out of proportion. We were just having fun." "Fun? Is that what you call it?" I snap, my fists clenching at my sides. "You're nothing but a coward hiding behind the guise of an art instructor." "Enough!" Sarah shouts, her eyes blazing with anger. "You don't get to dictate what happens in my life anymore, Dan. This is my choice." "Your choice?" I echo, incredulous. "You think choosing to cheat is a choice? You think it's okay to betray the person who stood by you?" The crowd is silent now, their eyes darting between us like spectators at a boxing match. The anger crackling in the air is thick, and I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. "Maybe you should have paid more attention to your wife instead of just letting her go," Max retorts, stepping between us. "You pushed her away. Don't you dare talk about my marriage." I roar, my anger reaching a boiling point. "You're the reason she felt the need to escape." Sarah looks at me, tears welling in her eyes. "Dan, I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I was finding myself, but now." "Now what?" I interrupt, the hurt evident in my voice. "Now you're exposed. You've shattered our life for what? A few moments of excitement." "Excitement?" She laughs bitterly, shaking her head. "It was more than that. I was trying to find something real, something that made me feel alive. But I lost myself along the way." "And what about us? Did we mean nothing to you?" I counter, my voice low and fierce. "Was our marriage just a canvas for you to paint over?" "I didn't want it to be," she cries, desperation creeping into her voice. "But it felt like we were fading, and I thought this would help me find my way back." "Help you find your way back?" I laugh, incredulous. "This isn't a journey of self-discovery, Sarah. This is a betrayal. You broke our vows." "I can't do this anymore," she whispers, her voice cracking. The gravity of the situation weighs heavy, and for a moment, I see a glimpse of the woman I once loved. But the anger surges back, overpowering any remnants of affection. "Good," I say, my voice cold. "Maybe it's time we both move on. I don't want to live in this light any longer." As her gaze drops, I can see the reality of what she's done settling in. The crowd around us is still hushed, captivated by the unfolding drama. It's a moment of reckoning, and I can't bear to be a part of it anymore. "I want a divorce," I declare, my voice steady. "I can't be married to someone who doesn't respect our commitment." "Dan, please," she pleads, her voice breaking. "We can fix this. We can go to counseling." "No." I shout, cutting her off. "There's nothing to fix. You've made your choice. I deserve better than this." Jake steps forward, placing a hand on my shoulder. "Let's go, man. You don't need to put yourself through this." As I turn to leave, I feel a mix of relief and anger swirling within me. I won't let her manipulate me any longer. I refuse to be the victim of her deceit. "Dan." Sarah's voice is desperate, but I don't turn back. I keep walking, the finality of my decision solidifying with each step. Once outside, the cool night air hits my face, a stark contrast to the heated emotions swirling inside. I take a deep breath, feeling a weight lift off my shoulders. Jake falls into step beside me. "You did the right thing, man. You deserve better." "I know," I reply, my voice steady but filled with hurt. "I just never thought it would come to this. I thought we had something real. You did, but she lost her way. It's her loss, Jake reassures me. As we walk away from the studio, I glance back one last time, seeing Sarah standing alone, the vibrant colors of her world now dull and lifeless. I realize that the woman I loved is gone, replaced by someone I barely recognize. The next chapter of my life awaits, one without the shadows of betrayal and deceit. I'll rebuild, and I'll paint my own future with colors of honesty and integrity. In the end, I learned that love can be a beautiful canvas, but it can also become a tangled mess of colors and emotions. I am ready to create a new masterpiece, one where betrayal has no place, and where trust and respect reign supreme. As we walk into the night, the stars shimmer above us, a reminder that even in darkness, there is hope for a brighter tomorrow. And with each step, I feel a little lighter, knowing that I am finally free.